I never thought I'd be the woman telling this story. You know, the one where everything falls apart and suddenly you're wondering how your life turned into such a mess. My name's Meredith. I'm 34, and honestly, I'm still trying to figure out where it all went wrong. So I met Landon at my friend Tammy's party a few years ago. He was charming, easy to talk to, and seemed to have it all together. I wasn't looking for anything serious at the time. I had my son, Noah, from a previous relationship, and to be honest, I wasn't sure how anyone would want to step into that mess. But Landon? He was different. He actually liked Noah. He was kind, caring, and not afraid to be involved. At first, I thought it was just a phase, but he stuck around. We dated for about 6 months before I started thinking about something that would change everything. I started thinking, maybe he could be Noah's dad. That was my first mistake. Landon wasn't just a good boyfriend. He was a great man. He showed up to Noah's soccer games even before I asked. He helped with homework, made Noah laugh, and treated him like he was his own. He was patient, never rushing things, never pushing boundaries. At first, I didn't think much of it. I mean, isn't that what a good partner is supposed to do? But looking back, I ignored all the signs. I ignored the way he hesitated whenever someone referred to him as Noah's dad. I ignored the way he always said, "I'll help out however I can," instead of "I want to be his father." I ignored the fact that no matter how much he cared about Noah, he never signed up for this. And yet, the more I saw him with my son, the more I convinced myself. Landon should adopt Noah. I told myself it was the right thing to do. That he was already acting like a dad, so why not make it official? And soon, that thought became an obsession. Because I didn't just want Landon to love me. I wanted him to claim Noah, too. And I didn't care how much pressure it took to make that happen. At first, I dropped hints. Casual things like, "Noah already sees you as his dad, you know." Or, "It would mean the world to him if you made it official." Landon would always smile awkwardly and brush it off. "I love Noah, Meredith. You know that." But love wasn't enough for me. I wanted commitment. So I pushed harder. I started making it an issue. Whenever we talked about the future, I'd bring it up. "If you really see us as a family, why not just make it official?" "I don't get it, Landon, why? Wouldn't you want to be Noah's legal father?" One night, he finally snapped. "Meredith, I never said I didn't care about Noah, but adopting him? That's a lifetime decision. I need time to think." But I didn't want him to think. I wanted him to say yes. So I kept pushing. I kept making it seem like if he didn't do this, we weren't really a family. Until finally, he agreed. Landon adopted Noah. And for a little while, I thought I had won. But what I didn't realize, you can't force someone into fatherhood and expect them to stay. And soon, I was about to lose everything. At first, things seemed perfect. The adoption papers were signed, and Noah was officially Landon's son. We took a family photo, celebrated at Noah's favorite restaurant, and for the first time, I felt like I had built the perfect life. But behind the smiles, Landon was changing. He started working longer hours. He became quieter at home. He barely talked about the future anymore. Whenever I asked him what was wrong, he'd just say, "I'm fine. Just tired." But I knew that was a lie. Then one night, I heard him on the phone with his brother. And what he said shattered me. "I don't know if I can do this, man. I love them, but I feel trapped. I never wanted this." My heart dropped. I felt sick. Trapped? He felt trapped? I thought he loved Noah. I thought he loved me. And that's when I realized I had forced him into a life he never wanted. And soon, he was about to walk away from it. The night everything fell apart, I was waiting for Landon at home. I had spent the whole day thinking about what I overheard. I wanted to fix this, to remind him that this was his choice, to make him see that he was meant to be Noah's father. But when he finally walked through the door, he didn't look tired. He looked done. And in his hand, a bag. My stomach dropped. "Landon, what are you doing?" He sighed, rubbing the back of his neck. "I can't do this anymore, Meredith." I froze. "Do what?" Pretend. Act like this is what I wanted. You pushed me into this and I let you. But now, I feel like I'm living a life that was decided for me. Tears burned my eyes. No one needs you, Landon. You're his dad. His jaw clenched. No, Meredith. His dad left. And instead of accepting that, you tried to replace him with me. That's not fair. I snapped, my voice breaking. You love Noah. I know you do. He looked at me, and for the first time I saw it. The guilt, the regret, the sadness. I do love him, but I should have never signed those papers. I sank to the floor. So that's it? You're just leaving? What about Noah? He exhaled. I'll support him financially. I won't abandon him. But Meredith, I can't stay. And just like that, he walked out. And I realized I didn't just lose my husband. I lost the man who was supposed to be my son's father. And now, I was completely alone. At first I thought he would come back. That he just needed space. That maybe if I gave him time, he'd realize how much he loved us. But days turned into weeks. Weeks turned into months. And Landon never came back. He sent money for Noah. He checked in once or twice. But emotionally, he was gone. And me? I was left with the consequences of my own choices. I had pushed a good man too far. I had tried to force fatherhood on someone who wasn't ready. And now, I was a single mother all over again. Only this time, I was worse off than before. Because when Landon left, he took more than just his love. He took the stability, the support, the security. And now, for the first time in years, I couldn't even pay my bills. And that's when it finally hit me. I had spent so much time trying to make Landon into Noah's father that I never stopped to ask if he truly wanted to be. And now, I was paying the price. With Landon gone, I thought, fine, I'll figure it out. I've been a single mom before, I can do it again. But this time, it was different. I had gotten used to having help. I had relied on someone else's income. I had built a life that I couldn't afford on my own. And suddenly, I was drowning. Rent, bills, childcare. Every month, I watched my bank account shrink faster than I could refill it. So I reached out for help. First, to Landon. I'm struggling. Can you send a little extra this month? His response? Meredith, I agreed to help with Noah, but I'm not your husband anymore. You have to figure this out. It stung. So I turned to friends and family. And guess what? They weren't sympathetic. Even my closest friends said, Meredith, you pressured him into something he never wanted. What did you expect? And that's when it hit me. I had spent so much time convincing Landon to be a father that I never realized what would happen if he walked away. And now, even the people around me thought I deserved it. And the worst part? Maybe they were right. I don't get a happy ending. I don't get a second chance. Landon is gone. Not just from our home. Not just from our relationship. But from my life. And the worst part? He's thriving without me. I saw him once. I was standing in line at the grocery store, counting every dollar, hoping my card wouldn't decline. And then, I looked up, and there he was. Smiling, happy. With someone new. A woman who wasn't pressuring him, forcing him, making him feel trapped. The kind of woman he had always deserved. And me? I stood there, struggling to afford groceries, drowning in regret, realizing the brutal truth. I spent so much time trying to create my perfect family that I never stopped to see that I was breaking the man who loved me. And now, I have nothing. So if you're listening to this, don't make the mistake I did. Because when you push a good man too far, he won't fight. He won't beg. He'll just walk away. And once he does, he never looks back. Goodbye, you said.